Hey guys, Anthony Jones with the Top Gun John Boat, and this video is my clean hidden hinge install beefed up. Guys, a while back I did a video called Clean Hidden Hinge Install on a John Boat to Bass Boat, and that's exactly what this is, but it's on steroids. I mean, there's no doubt about it. There's nothing wrong with anything I did in that last video, but this is just a different beast, and it needs a new method, new technique. It's a live well hatch. It weighs a lot more. It's in a different spot where there's nowhere to really tie it into the decking. You'll see in this video what I mean. So that's all there is to it. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you can take something away from it. I reached out to my subscribers today, and I would like to say thank you to all those who commented. I just had a simple question regarding content, and it was unanimous that everybody wants more content more often. So I'm just going to put it out there when I have it, guys. So this is going to be a part one, and that's it. I hope you enjoy. And as always, may your tiny boat builds be great. What's up, guys? So there's the rear deck of my boat. That was the existing bench. I framed in the back, added 3 hatches. That's a live well. That's a cooler with the chill system for the live well. If you've never seen this boat before, guys, this is about hinges. So if you haven't seen my clean hidden hinge video, these are the hinges that I installed on this side stow compartment. And what I did was I used a 1/2 inch hinge, and you can see under there, I ran it through a drill press and bored it out so it would accommodate some screws. And then I backfilled the pre-drilled holes with construction adhesive, and so they're glued and screwed. And man, it works great. And if you watch the video, you'll see exactly how I did it. And I have no issues with that. That's great. It's fine. No problems whatsoever. Here's some of the hinges I used. If I could open it with one hand. Yeah, so see how I drilled those out to accommodate the screw heads so they could still close. That was the issue I was always having, was if I put a screw on each side, I couldn't close it because the screw heads would butt at right about there. So this lets it close fully. So what I'm getting at is I was going to use these on this hatch. And all the hatches back here, and I still may use them on some of them, but I haven't. None of this stuff's hinged. Okay, so there's the cooler, the chill mod, and a bunch of gunning and scales decals they sent me, and so here's the live well with the rest of the remnants of my electronics. I still got to wire up, but this hatch, my issue is this hatch is freaking heavy, dude. And so there's 2 things. This hatch is heavy, and I only have this little tiny 1.5-inch sliver. See how this, see that? See that's attached to all that crap? So 2 things. This is heavy, and that's small. All right, and if I mount them with these hinges, I'm afraid I'm going to end up breaking this, okay, with this heavy hatch, or something's just not going to hold something. So I've been debating. And I guess what I've kind of come up with from seeing Michael Lopez's video, and this is what I love about this community, man. You see somebody that does something and you could take something away from it. That's why I say I hope you take something away from my videos, because you very well may not do the exact same thing, but what somebody else does can give you an idea. And so the idea that I've gotten is, instead of taking these hinges, okay, and mounting them to there and then to the hatch, like I did over here on my part 1 video for this little stow, for my clean hidden hinge video, what I'm going to do is do this technique where I'm going to take this 1/2 inch angled, okay, I'm going to cut it at, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches, and I'm actually going to slide this under here, okay, and then mount this to the framing. All right, screw that down. And I'm going to take these hinges and I'm going to rivet them to the angled on one side, and then on the other side, attach it to the hatch. So this will actually be tied down instead of tied into this. And what I've done is I've kind of checked this out, and I think I'll even spray paint that with that oil-based enamel gray, and you won't see it, but this could still fit in there. See? So that's kind of the plan, guys. I'm actually excited about it, because I was kind of torqued out, man. I was kind of stressed out about I know that these hinge system, I know it'll work on these smaller hatches, because it's worked on this one, okay? It's worked on that one. It's worked on this small one, but that one's heavy. That one's super heavy. So I think this other method, I think it's going to work out good. So that's what I got. Dude, it's like 1 a.m., man. I've been just trying to wrap my brain around it, just sitting out here, just looking at this thing. And that's what I got. So let's see if we could get it done. So I've run into my first challenge. What I realized is I've got to attach, when I cut this L bracket with this hinge, it needs to go under this. Well, my issue is, if you could see, this section is already bolted into that hatch. And to remove that hatch, I got to take like a million things apart to get that out, to pop this out. Then the other issue is this guy here has LED lights underneath this lip, and they're already wired into my junction over here. So then I'd have to remove all this wiring. So I'm going to see if there's a way I could somehow wedge this up just enough without cracking anything to where I could mount these hinge brackets underneath exactly where they go. It's going to be tight, but I think it's going to save me a headache in the long run, as opposed to like taking all that stuff apart, because all the screws already have silicone in them. And so I just really don't want to redo all that. And it's been a minute since I installed that, and I did not realize that when I came up with this idea. So we're going to keep it moving. Okay, so I've got my 2 pieces of 1/2-inch angled aluminum cut. I cut them at 4 inches to accommodate that hinge. That's going to give me 1.5 inches on each side. And I'm thinking when I screw this in, I might do a screw through this side, a screw through this side, and then 1 screw through this and through this into the framing. Okay. What I've done here is I took my hatch off. I measured 2 inches in. It just so happens that this tape is 2 inches, so that's perfect. So that gives me a line to go to on both sides as far as where I want to mark these things. Without taking this part out, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but I'm just going to do it this way. So what I want to do is I'm going to slide this underneath and then put some pressure on this panel and get it exactly where I want it. Okay, and then I'm gonna try to hold this. I can't do it while I film, but I'm gonna try to hold this bracket and then slightly lift this panel up and then mark it underneath. And then when I get both sides marked, I could go ahead and pre-drill my holes on the underside of this through this metal. That's the original metal bench. I don't know if you guys watched my live well video. That's the original metal bench, and it's got wood underneath that, wood framing underneath that. So this will tie in nicely. But anyhow, that's kind of my game plan. And then once I get it all drilled, then I could go ahead and paint these and then attach the hinges and so on and so forth. So that's kind of where I'm at. I temporarily propped that up, and then I got in there, and I don't know if you can see that in pencil. I marked out where that angle aluminum is going to go. And then I went ahead and pre-drilled some holes in my 2 brackets. Okay, and then I got boat stuff, and I got boxes of stuff still everywhere because I haven't built my shop, but this is all boat stuff. So I went through all my screw assortments, and I did use these number 8 3/4 lath screws before in the build, and I think these are what I'm going to use to attach this angled aluminum down to the framework, because it's a very low profile head. I don't know if you could see that. And it's a wide head. So I feel that this is going to be my best bet for what I've got. I got a lot of screws. So I'm going to use these. And I guess my next step is to go ahead and paint these and then get them fitted back into there and hopefully permanently mounted. Got the angled aluminum painted, and I'm going to go ahead and mount this hinge. I just took a few final measurements and I know exactly how I'm going to mount it. So let me go ahead and mount it, and I'll show you how I did it. All right, so this is just kind of mocked up to show you guys how I pre-drilled 2 holes, and I've got these rivets, and I'm just going to pop them in. Now note where that hinge part, see how that hinge part is higher than the flat part of the angled aluminum? That's to compensate for the carpet. Okay, that carpet adds 1/8 of an inch. And so I actually need this to be at a higher point. All right, if any of that makes sense. You'll kind of see how it comes together in a second. Okay, there it is, riveted on. And you'll see that this will still close, and it's going to give me enough airspace in there to mount a screw head into this to attach it to the hatch, and it should still function and close. Then I could take this and mount it down to the frame securely. Hopefully it'll be nice, tight, and strong. Also for these rivets, they're short rivets, 1/8 inch, 3mm. Need a rivet gun, need a variety of drill bits to drill through the angled aluminum. Got my holes marked, and now I'm just going to drill it out. So this is what you get when you take 9 years to build a boat. You got to do things like this, because for the life of me, I can't remember how I tied that hatch into that panel, but it's there, so we're not going to backtrack now. Wish I would have thought of this before, or had been inspired before. I did wedge this with the Kroger seltzer water, and I've got my pilot holes drilled out. Now I'm going to go ahead and take some, while I'm at it, might as well spread some Gorilla adhesive on the bottom of this aluminum, and then glue it into place, and then screw it down. A little goes a long way, or so they say. Lastly, I went ahead and backfilled my pilot holes that I drilled through. Backfilled them with the same Gorilla construction adhesive. Just one more thing to prevent water from getting through, hopefully, and then lock it into place. Guys, this is awkward. I'm just going to let you know in case you couldn't tell when I was pilot drilling my holes at a weird angle. This is awkward. It's going to be weird putting these screws in, but I'm about to put these guys in there. All right, got this one side done. It's screwed and it's glued in place. All right, so now I just need to repeat the process on this other side. Hey guys, that's it for this video. Sorry to leave you on the edge of your seat, but I got to save a little bit of content for the second video. And also, I'm not 100% finished with this installation, so I'm going to try to wrap things up in the next few days and then get video number 2 out to you. So the best way that you can keep up with that is, if you have yet to subscribe, number 1 is to subscribe. And then number 2, just simply click the bell notification. It'll notify you anytime I drop a video, so you can stay up to date with what I'm up to on the Top Gun John boat. And guys, with that being said, if you're new to the channel, or if you have yet to subscribe, the best way that you could show your support to me, as far as that you like what you see, or if you're using any of the techniques, or these videos are helping you out with your own personal build, or if you simply just enjoy watching me work on my John boat in Georgia, the best way that you can show your support is just simply subscribe, man. That's all I ask. And with that being said, thank you guys. Stay tuned for part 2, and have a good day. I'm going to work.